Hey Samara, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Your background is much more attractive than mine, I'll be honest. But it's really, really warm in the UK at the minute. It's so damn hot, honestly. But you're used to that as an Aussie,
Ooh,
I suppose. Congratulations on the film.
thank you.
I spoke to Ursula and Haruka last week about the same film, and they were both said about how excited they were that the characters they were playing weren't kind of typical perfunctory or damsel in distress kind of characters. That these women had stories, they had a purpose to the film. I just wondered whether that was the same for you when you read the script for the first time, whether you actually surprised, given that it was a GI Joe movie and it's supposed to be a certain way to some people, I guess.
Yeah, I guess there is an expectation with superhero movies that you might be playing, yeah, the damsel in distress, as you said. But I mean, Scarlett, you just know because there are comics that, and she is represented. She's not a new character to the world. I kind of thought that she would be pretty cool and that she would be, badass and smart and funny and strategic. And she was, yeah, it was exactly. I don't know if I was so surprised because I had done research on Scarlett beforehand.
She's a cool character. She's a cool character to play, especially in the. I remember in the cartoons and the comics as a kid. She's quite a formidable character. So it's good that they did that. That's good that they did that. In terms of I don't think you'll ever top in your career. And forgive me, you've got a long career ahead of you so far. Ever top the barn scene in Ready or Not? I mean, it's quite an experience watching that film and that scene. But Scarlett's introduction is pretty cool, and I just wondered what that was like both reading it, but then also performing it, doing all the stunts, and then seeing it on being all put together in the final product.
Yeah, I think that introduction, I could be so wrong, but I don't think it was in, yeah, it wasn't in the original script. I think during the pandemic and when they were editing, they realized they could make her entrance a bit more cool. And so let's have her fighting. So I think they added that in and it worked so well. I'm not sure, I'll have to ask Robert about it, but it worked so well they kept it in. But I think there was an alternative entrance to her that we filmed in Japan, where I just kind of walk in. But now it's this cool. I don't know if I'm allowed to like do any spoilers, but yeah, there's a really cool fight sequence that and it's always fun. They're like, "We're gonna add a fight." I was like, "Yes, let's go."
I guess the training, because she is it's similar to some of the guys I spoke to before about the film. Everyone's kind of so good at what they are supposed to do in the film, so that means that you have to look like you could do those things. How difficult was the training, or did you kind of get a rush from it? The fact that you don't get to do this often in these kind of in movies.
Yeah, I think I went in probably a bit naively thinking that, oh, I've done stunts before, like maybe, it'll be similar. It wasn't. Learning a full fight, it's a lot more than just pretending how to get hit by someone. Um, it was kind of like learning a dance. Like there are steps, and if you don't remember it, so there was lots of nights of me just in my bedroom, like pretending, going over the fight sequence. And my partner was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm working."
That does sound like a scene from something like Step Brothers. I'll be honest with you. I just have a picture in my head of you doing. Yeah, I think that's the same thing as
Oh,
someone like
that's the
Gregor
perfect.
when they yeah, when they do Star Wars and have to make the sound. That sounds exactly what it is.
Oh,
My
so many
final
times they have to say cut and be like, Sam, you're saying pow. Like, we can't on your face. You can't.
and my final question was just going to be about you. I mean, you've had a formidable couple of years. You know, you've got this great TV show that you've done with Nicole Kidman, all these amazing people. You're doing Damien Chazelle's new movie. Is this more than you had kind of hoped for when you were doing, Home and Away? It was Home and Away, wasn't it, that you were in?
Huh?
Is
Yeah,
this kind of like even greater than you could have possibly imagined in terms of what you've been able to do in such a short amount of time?
probably. I don't. I think you've made me realize I should stop and like think about this and process it much more than I do. I feel like I'm just on this train and it just keeps going and I just don't really stop and think about it. But now that you say it, like, yes, my 15 or 14-year-old self wouldn't believe what I was doing now. I don't think.
Yeah,
I need to think
yeah.
about this.
Hey, you only in my book, if you do something like Bill and Ted, that's it. You can just
I mean,
done. So lovely to talk to you. Thanks so much for your time. Absolute
thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!